everyone, you're most welcome to today's session where we are going to look at how to record cash receipts from sale of shares to equity participants. Meaning we are going to look at the equity components as well as how to make journal entries and in addition contra entries to make some cash transfers between accounts. So let us start by first of all looking at the chart of accounts. And under groups, we can realize that we have a capital account, and under that, reserves and surplus. However, we want to have another capital account called share capital, and as a sub account of the capital account. So let's escape to the gateway of tally. Then we go to create. Then we go to group. We are creating a share capital account. The categorization is capital account, and we want the group to behave like a subledger. So we say yes by typing Y and entering throughout to accept. Let's escape and go back to the gateway of tally. Create a ledger. Let's now create a ledger of a capital account called Badru Lafu Masole. Enter. Make sure you selected share capital, not capital account, because share capital is a subledger of the capital account, and we've just created it. Address is Sironko. Feel free to use different details. The district is Sironko. Enter throughout and say yes. Go back to the gateway of tally. The next step is, now that we've created the accounts, the next step is to receive the cash from the sale of given Badru purchased 100,000 shares from our company at a rate of 500 Ugandan shillings. We are going to record a receipt of 50 million Ugandan shillings by going to vouchers, enter. Then we go to journal. Make sure you're not here in receipt or sales, but under journal, F7 journal. And under that, you notice that we're having buy this side. However, we want it to show debit. So we go to configure and we select this option of use credit or debit instead of to or buy during voucher entry. And we type Y to accept, enter throughout. And you can see it has changed. It's showing a debit. So once we make the sale of 100,000 shares to Badru, we shall receive the 50 million Ugandan shillings in the preferred account. Is it cash? Is it Equity Bank? Is it Standard Bank? That's up to us. You can realize that neither of them is here. So don't be scared. Just come here to show more and enter. Then you can select, are you receiving the cash on the cash account, or did Badru pay via bank? So given that this is a lot of money, let's receive via Equity Bank. He deposited it on the Equity Bank account, and the amount is 50 million Ugandan shillings. So we can enter. You can fill in these check details if you want to. The bank name he used to pay us, maybe he used which bank can I put here? Again, Equity. I can say Equity. Anyway, let's say not applicable, but you can select Equity or Standard Chartered or Standard Bank, whichever he used. So the corresponding credit, in case it's not showing credit, type C and you enter and pass the corresponding credit to the capital account. So Badru Masole is the capital account we created. So you enter and narrate that received UGX 50 million only from sale of 100,000 shares to Badru Bulafu Masole. Then you can enter. Go back to the get of tally by escaping. Press the escape button and go to the daybook. Enter. Go to the journal entry. Alt F1 to expand. Configure for the narrations. Show narrations. Type Y for yes and enter throughout. So we're going to realize that we can be able to see here, given the auditor or financial accountant is at this stage, can see that, yeah, this was a receipt of 50 million Ugandan shillings from the sale of 100,000 shares to Badru Masole. And we can do the math and see that the unit cost was 500 Ugandan shillings. So another thing is, you will see the accounting entries, whether they are true and fair. So given that the bank account was debited with 50M and the capital account credited with 50M, both accounts increased by that amount, which is okay. So now we can escape and let's now go to display more reports, account books, ledger, and then go to cash. We're going to realize that we're having a negative closing balance on our cash account since we used it to make a cash purchase from our accounts payable or payables earlier on, as you remember in the previous sessions for those who started with us. If you haven't, feel free to check through our YouTube account or channel and view those videos. So we can see that the closing balance here is 46,715,000 Ugandan shillings. So to reconcile this, let us make a transfer of cash from Equity Bank. Let's transfer 50 million Ugandan shillings from Equity Bank to cash. So let's escape to the gateway of Tally. Let's escape to the gateway of Tally. Go to vouchers, enter. Go to contra. Remember, contra entry stands for a transaction between two or more accounts in the same entity. So under here we are going to put the account receiving, and we've said we are sending to the cash account. We enter and you can see it showing you the current balance as 46,715,000 Ugandan shillings, and we are sending from Equity Bank. Enter. You can see that Equity Bank has 56,011,500 Ugandan shillings. So let us transfer 50 million Ugandan shillings. Enter. You can record the check details here. Enter. And yeah, that's all. We can enter and we can narrate that this was a cash transfer of 50 million Ugandan shillings only from Equity Bank to cash account. We can enter. You can even include the reason why. You can say because of the negative closing balance. You enter to accept. We can escape to the gateway of Tally, then go to the day book to view our transactions. So we can see this time round, look for the contra entry, which is here, contra entry. Alt F1 to expand the details. Then the auditor will see that Equity Bank was credited with 50 million Ugandan shillings, or by 50 million Ugandan shillings, and this was debited to cash account. However, to see the justification, you come here and configure as the auditor, then you say yes to show narrations, enter throughout, and you'll be able to see what the entrant depicted here. It will even show who entered these details. Yeah, if you're not in education mode, you still go to configure and there will be an option of show who entered the transaction. So let's escape. The narration will be able to be visible to the auditor or financial accountant, stating that there was a cash transfer from Equity Bank to the cash account. Thank you very much. That's our conclusion of how to make journal entries and contra entries, as well as recording contributions from equity participants. Yeah, and also how to create equity accounts. Thank you very much. Let's meet in the next tutorial. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to help us grow and make for you such good content which will help you become more competent in the accounting profession. Thank you.